North Korea fires intercontinental ballistic missile after threatening U.S. North Korea has fired a suspected intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, Japanese and South Korean officials report. The long-range missile flew for more than an hour before landing short of Japanese waters on Wednesday morning. Pyongyang's launch comes after it threatened retaliation against what it said were recent U.S. spy plane incursions over its territory. Earlier this week it threatened to shoot down such planes. Washington has dismissed the accusations, saying its military patrols are in line with international law. Security concerns have ramped up on the peninsula this year after North Korea tested new weapons. The country also conducted a record number of missile launches in 2022, including ones capable of reaching U.S. territory. In response, the U.S. and South Korea have increased their joint military drills around the peninsula. Pyongyang so far has continued with its missile launches, testing a new ICBM in April which it described as its most powerful missile to date. It also tried to launch a spy satellite in May which failed. North Korea says spy satellite launch failed. What missiles does North Korea have? North Korea's missile on Wednesday flew eastwards from Pyongyang for more than an hour before landing in the sea west of Japan around 11:15 local time, 2:15 Greenwich Mean Time, the Japanese Coast Guard reported. The high-angled flight covered a 1,000 kilometers (621 miles) distance, said South Korea's military. South Korean and U.S. officials met immediately after Wednesday's launch, issuing a statement reiterating their strengthened joint defense. We strongly condemn North Korea's launch of a long-range ballistic missile as a grave provocative act that harms the peace and stability of the Korean peninsula and the international community and is a clear violation of UN Security Council resolutions, the South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff said. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol also convened an emergency meeting of his National Security Council from Lithuania, where he is attending the NATO summit. North Korea's last launch was in mid-June when it fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles in response to U.S. and South Korean drills. It last test-fired an ICBM in February. ICBMs are particularly worrying because of their long range, including mainland United States. When Pyongyang tested one in November 2022, it fired it at a high-angle, short-range trajectory. But this could have reached the U.S. mainland if it were fired at a lower trajectory, the Japanese government said at the time. Wednesday's launch comes days after heated rhetoric from Pyongyang warning the U.S. to stop its air patrols and proposal for a nuclear submarine to visit Korean waters. On Monday, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's powerful sister, Kim Yo-jong, accused a U.S. surveillance plane of violating North Korea's airspace. She said if such flights continued, there would be shocking consequences. Such rhetoric falls into Pyongyang's pattern of inflating external threats to rally domestic support and justify weapons tests, said Professor Leif Eric Easley, a North Korea expert at Ewha University in Seoul. He added Pyongyang often timed launches to disrupt what it perceives as diplomatic coordination against it, referring to the NATO summit where South Korea and Japan leaders were due to meet on the sidelines. Despite UN sanctions, Kim Jong-un has repeatedly vowed to increase his country's production of nuclear warheads and development of more powerful weapons. Analysts are expecting the latest North Korean hardware to be on display in late July when the country celebrates the anniversary of the Korean War armistice, known in the country as Victory Day. Ryu Chell, Japanese TV personality found dead at agent's office. Japanese TV personality Ryu Chell has been found dead by their manager at the agency's office in Tokyo. The 27-year-old's cause of death has not yet been confirmed, but police said they are investigating if they died by suicide. Ryu Chell married a fellow model, Pico, in 2016 and the pair had a son. In August 2022, the couple divorced after Ryu Chell announced they no longer identified as male, attracting much criticism online. In the post shared to Instagram, Ryu Chell said they would still live with Pico and their son. But many accused the celebrity of being an absent father and criticized their decision to come out. In February, Ryu Chell appeared in a YouTube video alongside Pico, who defended her ex-husband and said she supported them as they worked out their sexuality. Ryu Chell became an influential LGBT figure in Japan and was well known for their genderless style of dressing. As they became more famous, they were subject to numerous online social harassment campaigns which largely criticized their personal life and gender non-conformity. Shortly after their death, terms like Ryu Chell and character assassination started trending on Twitter in Japan. Pico and their son are overseas. On Tuesday she posted a picture of a cake for his 5th birthday. The family are yet to comment on news of Ryu Chell's death. If you, or someone you know, have been affected by issues in this article, the following resources may help.